This is Nicole with Edge of Wild Farm up in northern New York, zone 4B. Our last frost date somewhere around May 20th. Our first frost date end of September, sometimes earlier, sometimes later. That one's kind of always a crapshoot. We usually will warm back up after the first frost, but we've typically lost all of our frost tender things at that point. Gonna do a little bit of a garden tour. I think we should call it a garden journal more, because I don't feel like we're touring a huge space. To me, I feel like it's more of a journaling week to week how everything looks. But this is week 12, so kind of crazy to change the name at this point. But I'm gonna take a look at everything, see how it looks. Was able to catch up on some of the weeding, but not all of it, because, you know, life. Got a lot of the beans picked. Been snacking on cherry tomatoes, which have been delicious. My snapdragons have gone crazy. I need to find a home for those again. My glads are starting to come in, and I have some that look good, and I have some that look really not good. So I don't know. Not sure what my plan is for glads next year. I don't think I'm going to save any of the bulbs. And I don't know if I'm going to pick a new spot in the garden and try to rotate them, because it might be something with the soil. Or if I try to get some soaker hoses and irrigate and see if that helps them. Not sure. But let's take a look and see how everything is doing. Hi. So everything looks a lot better, freshly weeded. I did pull out the bells of Ireland, so those have been cleaned out. These cosmos are going crazy. I have the caladiums. It looks like only like one or two of the yellow plants, or I think they're called the Ivory Princess, were the ones that took off. The rest look like they were all self-seeded from last year. I know that end is. Zinnias look good. I still have the one Bells of Ireland that was an oddball plant. I probably should come through and like cut the calengia so it's not in the aisle. It's not like it's going to minimize them there. I love, these are all part of the Queen Lime series. So I think there's Queen Lime Red, Queen Lime Orange, and maybe Queen Lime like Blush. There's 3 or 4 of them, but I have all the colors here. So they're starting to come out. I have to do the wiggle test on zinnias to know if they're ready to pick. That one probably would be good. That one's way too floppy. So that's how you know when you pick zinnias. And see, like my glads, they just all have a lot of brown foliage. The flowers are coming up. The plants are half dead. These are all old plants, so I'm not surprised. These ones have all been saved for the last couple of years. And I think there's just been something wrong either with the soil or with the plants. I'm not surprised that they're having issues. These ones are all new bulbs, so I shouldn't be having issues with them. But I still am having, like, those aren't even opening up. They're just drying up right on the stalk. So something tells me I either have some kind of, I think, viral issue with that's in the soil, or they're not getting enough water to start in the season, which we were really dry, but I'm thinking it's some kind of viral issue. So I will have to do some research and get back to you. These are all zinnias that I saved from my own seed last year from my plants. They're starting to take off like crazy. Cute little things. Almost ready. That one could probably be good. That one's good. That one's pretty good. We have indigo cherry tomatoes. I don't think any of these are ready yet. They turn, so the sun, I forget what I want to say chemical, but I don't know what what it is in them that makes them turn black. I forget what that's called, or turn purple, but it's from the sun. So the more sun exposure, the more purple they get. And when they turn ripe, they're going to turn red on the bottom. I think this one might be right. Yeah, so they turn red on the bottom like this. And that's how you know that they're ripe. I had a hard time last year telling when these were ripe, so I only planted, I think, one, just to give them another try and see if I liked them. The one next to it is a white cherry tomato, and then I have all my red tomatoes. A lot of them are striped Germans, which are actually more of a yellow tomato. I have Mountain Fresh, and then I have a couple of, I don't remember the other type of red tomato that I put in, but another just plain red tomato. These Cosmos also going crazy. These lads look healthier, so we shall see. I think I only see one down that way that doesn't look quite as happy. The rest look pretty good. Garlic, I cut the scapes off these. They continue to look sad. Beets that are definitely ready. Pulled the peas out. Ready to put in probably in the next week. Put in another round of peas. These onions are starting to size up and look pretty good. My red cherry tomatoes. These are sweet 100s, and they are just, oh, they're the best. They're my absolute favorite. I have kohlrabi that still is very much ready to be harvested. Kohlrabi kind of intimidates me because I've never cooked it, never picked it, cleaned it, harvested it. So I'm kind of nervous as to what to do with it. I need to just do a little bit of research and go for it before it gets past picking stage. Snapdragons have all gone nuts. Again, need to come through and like clear cut and make bouquets. So that way the plants will keep going. I have yarrow coming in like crazy, which I'm really happy about. I love the yarrow. Love the yarrow. I believe it's perennial, so I'm going to see if it comes back up next year. I'm going to have to thin it out if that is the case. And then I'm going to have to figure out, if I pull out some of these plants, where I'm putting them. Celosia finally got enough heat to take off. So it's finally starting to get some height. This is all stuff that I saved from seed last year. I really love this orange one. That's probably my favorite. I almost want to see if that'll seed and try to save some more of that. I love the foliage on it. It's so pretty. Then, I guess these are gonna flower. So this is that sea holly. Eryngium. I'm gonna find out myself. I've heard it smells really bad when it flowers, but I don't know. So, gonna see it. Gonna see what happens. All an experiment. Gomphrena that has grass in it that I need to weed out. I went through and nipped a bunch of the white Gomphrena to see if I kind of pinched it, if it would send up taller shoots. It seems to be working. This is the pink. This one is just a lot taller to start with, but it looks really good. My basil is looking crazy. Both the purple and the lemon basil. I definitely think I'll do basil again. It was off to a really slow start, so I wouldn't say I had the best beginning experience with it, but I think it's done well. Just needed some heat, honestly. But now it's looking really good, and I think it's going to be tall enough for bouquets. More yarrow. I've got some sage, which I have cut a couple of these and used them in bouquets now. I think they're finally tall enough if you cut them really close to the ground. This I think is also perennial, but I'm not 100% sure. My beans, I've picked 2 different times out of there. Probably, I'd say probably 10 pounds total, 5 pounds each the first time, and then probably 3.5 pounds each the second time that I picked. There's probably one more picking in there. I have my potatoes. These ones are still looking pretty good. Down there, the plants that look like they're struggling. These are the golden potatoes. I thought they were a slightly longer day, but I'm not sure now because there's one plant in there that's not struggling. The rest are really struggling. So I'll have to start digging around and seeing what I find. Then we have zucchini, which I've started to get zucchinis now. Mostly buds. The beginning of squash and zucchini season, you can keep up with it. Then it starts to get out of hand. There's a golden zucchini or yellow squash. A couple more. I'll probably let them get a little bit bigger before I pick them. My one dill plant that has gone crazy. I think people use them in bouquets some, so I might try that. Cucumbers, just getting flowers. I have not noticed any cukes yet. I guess there's like baby cukes, but nothing to pick. Just a bunch of baby cukes. Carrots are all huge and ready to be picked. Hey, that spinach I still haven't pulled out. It's making good ground cover for the weeds. Cabbage that I still haven't pulled, that's making awesome, great ground cover and host plants. And then my celery, that's looking really good. Overall, I'm impressed with the garden still. I'm really happy with how it's looking. Have some plans for the flowers. So I stopped and talked to a local winery, and they are having an event on the 15th of August that I think I'm going to cut a bunch of bouquets, take them there and see how it goes. I've also talked to them about hosting a bouquet bar at the winery, kind of figuring out a day, and they have this nice little room that I could set up in and just have flowers there and maybe host an event of some sort. Have to talk with them a little bit more about that. We'll see how the truck show, the cruise-in, goes in August. So I'm excited. I think I still have really good potential. Just need to find my stride in marketing, and I think next year try for some subscriptions. I think that'll help me out quite a bit. Overall, still doing good. If nothing else, I've given away quite a few bouquets. I've really gotten to enjoy growing stuff. I've learned a little bit more about growing stuff and about different plants, because I've never done basil, I've never done yarrow, I've never done the common sage, gomphrena, I've never done gomphrena, or the sea holly. So that's all stuff that I'm getting to learn about, and I'm excited to learn about. Overall, I give it an A+. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the garden tour, the garden journal, however you want to look at it. I've enjoyed thoroughly sharing everything so that I at least have a place to look back on it and can see others, and maybe others can give me suggestions or just let me know what their thoughts are. Have a wonderful week.